How are we doing, guys? ALTV, Leeds 4, Middlesbrough 0, match review of the game. Now guys, first of all, I want to apologise on 2 counts. First of all, I didn't get a match preview out for the game. Just a little bit too busy this week, guys. I apologise for that. But Joe and Conor absolutely smashed it. And apologies for this review being a little bit late. So, let's get straight on with it. What a win. What a win. You know, what a performance. You know, I think obviously the last couple of games we've won, we've shown great character, great determination. Different elements to our game other than in terms of performance. You know, I don't think, you know, they've been the best performances, you know, going into this game, but yesterday just the perfect, absolutely perfect. You know, we played brilliantly, we played amazing, to be fair. We played absolutely amazing, and then we were clinical. You know, I think we outperformed our expected goal by 2.73, which is unheard of. I think the next biggest is like 0.1, I think, against QPR last season. So it shows that clinical edge to our game. In fact, it might have been 1.1, whatever it was. It shows that clinical edge to our game. You know, I think I've made this comment that I think we're becoming a lot more clinical, and that's got to be a good thing. You know, with how well we defend as a team. You know, White, Cooper, Aylan, amazing. You know, there is not a better trio in this league at the minute. I don't think there is at all. To be honest, I think that trio is just incredible. You know, it never ever looks like conceding from open play. Of course, there's a long way to go, but at the minute in time, at this very moment, it's invincible. To be honest, it does feel invincible. You know, I think the only thing that's going to cause problems is balls into the box. But other than that, I just can't see anything. I just think they cover for each other so well. They're absolutely amazing the way they combine, and it's just phenomenal at the minute. The way this team is shaped at the minute is just phenomenal. And you know, the way we started the game. Just to start off with, though, guys, yesterday was just an absolutely incredible day. We were very proud to be asked to join marching out together on the pitch before the game, just to show our support to marching out together. That was a very proud moment for me, Joe and Tash to do that, and we can't thank the guys enough. It was an absolute honour to be asked to do that, and you know it's absolutely amazing what they do. You know, it's absolutely unbelievable to get asked to do that, and a surreal experience. So I think Joe got a picture on Bielsa's bucket, but yeah, absolutely unreal. So we did that, and obviously I missed the first goal, to be honest. I was running back to my seat, so I missed the first goal, but obviously I've seen it back since. Amazing goal, and just an amazing start to the day. You know, I can't thank the guys enough for asking to do that. Absolutely, so just amazing. You know, to be asked to do that, and yeah, I cannot thank them enough. And yeah, so it's a great start to the game, isn't it? You know, I don't think Middlesbrough had a touch on the ball before we scored. And that's the thing, you know, we get the early goal, and that's what you want from Leeds at home. You want that early goal, so the other team has to sort of push out a little bit, you know, have to try and push for an equaliser. And when we do that, spaces open up and we can score goals, we can get more goals. You know, we saw that against Stoke away. We've not seen it as much at home because we haven't scored that many goals at home early doors. You know, we've not scored that many goals at all at home, but early doors, definitely not. So to get a goal that early, it was a massive boost. Jack Harrison was an absolute fire. Johnny Howson on the right wing back could not cope with him at all. It was just so unbelievable. And you got Helder Costa on the other side of the pitch. It was just causing huge problems for Mark Bowler on the left back. You know, he could not cope at all with him at left back. And I thought on both sides we were dominating the game really. You know, Helder, Jack Harrison were having an absolute joy on that side of the pitch, and you know the Boro wing backs didn't know whether to push forward, go back. It was constantly dropping from 5-3-2 to 3-5-2. They didn't know what they were doing, to be honest. They didn't know what they were doing at all. And yeah, of course, you know, Middlesbrough's performance played a part. We have to give ourselves credit. You know, we were absolutely phenomenal. You know, we did have sort of like 10-15 minutes of being a little bit sloppy before our time before that, because we were 1-up, and you thought we've had chances to make it 2. We've been dominating much of the game. You know, with the ball in the midfield. You know, we're playing lovely little triangles, dominating possession, etc. All the things you expect of a Marcelo Bielsa team, especially at home. And Boro haven't been able to construct anything. It was one of those. You know, I think the only sort of outlet they had in that first sort of half for me was probably that little pass from Lewis Wing onto the strikers. You know, just playing it down the channels on the right hand side, left hand side, and that's something Belonga or Fletcher would chase it down and try and create something from there. That was probably the only real times Boro were getting any real space. But even after that, yes, we might not have got to the first ball, but we made sure we got to that second ball. So the defending was just phenomenal. You know, absolutely phenomenal. And Kiko as well. Kiko's had a couple of times when Lewis Wings tried to play that pass, tried to get it into a one-on-one situation. Kiko's read it, and he's just cut out the danger. Phenomenal performance of Kiko Garcia. Even if he didn't have a save to make, just that element of his game, judging things, distribution, reading of the game, absolutely spot on for me. And probably one of his best games for Leeds for me yesterday, even though he didn't make a save, because he was doing things that you need from a sweeper keeper. It was a phenomenal performance in that sense. And yeah, so we get the second goal. We had a dodgy 10-15 minutes. Boro weren't really doing anything, but we weren't really controlling the game like we could have done. You know, we're passing the ball quite poorly, but that's just me being uber critical. You know, we get the second goal. Yes, it might be a little bit lucky how it's deflected, but you have to say, Matthijs Klick, fantastic movement, fantastically placed, and he gets himself the goal. Brilliant work of Patrick Bamford as well. So that's 2-0 at half time. You're thinking 2-0 at half time. We've been good, very, very good for half an hour. We've had sort of 10-15 minutes in second gear. We're 2-0 up in the game. Maybe a little bit lucky to be 2-0 up. I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest, because we've been clinical now, which shows a good element to our game. When we play this style of football, there's always a chance we're going to get the second, third goal, maybe a little bit against the run of play. When we play this kind of attacking brand of football. And yeah, we go into half time. You've just seen that 3-2-4-1, 3-3-1-3, whichever sort of shape you want to call it, whichever way you want to sort of say Matthijs Klick and Pablo Hernandez are playing. It's absolutely dominating the middle of the pitch. You know, we've got almost like 5-on-3 situations here in the middle of the pitch. Players who can then pull out wide when they need to, such as Stuart Dallas, Matthijs Klick, can get crossed into the box from there, combined with Jack Harrison, Helder Costa. It's very, very difficult to defend against this system at the minute. And even when we start playing teams that don't play two up top, I would not mind seeing this system as a long-term option, really, to be honest, because I just think our best performances have come since we changed into that system. And this is without Tyler Roberts, probably the most important player when we're playing that kind of 3-2-4-1, 3-3-1-3 system to link everything up. So, you know, you have to take massive positives from that. And then we go into the second half. I mean, Helder Costa, it's the Helder Costa show at times in that second half. You know, it's just unbelievable skill, desire, hunger, you know, just getting back, winning the ball back, starting counter-attacks. He's such a threat on the counter-attack. It gives us a different element to our game. You know, this is the Helder Costa we want. This is the Helder Costa from Wolves. Last 3 games, absolutely amazing. And I think he's really starting to come into his own now, and it's absolutely amazing to see. I think it's good the way Bielsa's managed him, in the sense that he's took him out the firing line after that Blackburn game. After, you know, he had a couple of games where I felt, for me, yeah, I don't think the rest of the guys on LUFC will agree on me on this, but I thought he was having a bit of an average time. Certainly by his standards. He came out of the team, Pablo came in. The opportunity's come to bring Helder Costa back in after some good substitute appearances. And his confidence is sky high now. We've brought him back in at a good time. Confidence sky high. And you just saw that yesterday. You just saw that phenomenal at times. And he gets a third goal. Yeah, he gets a bit of luck. It deflects back to him. But he deserved that. He deserved that third goal. Best performance in the Leeds shirt for me. Off Helder Costa. And yeah, it's just a phenomenal wing performance. You know, it's a perfect winger's performance for me yesterday. You know, brave on the ball, creative, got himself a goal, tenacious, everything you want to see. And yeah, we get ourselves the fourth goal. What a goal off Matthijs Klick. What a goal it is. And you know, I've always stood by the fact that obviously, you know, Matthijs Klick gets great praise for his goal scoring. He hasn't scored goals this season. Obviously his first goals of the season so far. But it's not just that I want to see of Matthijs Klick, I want to see a bit of everything, and he's showing everything other than goals, and it just caps off a perfect performance for him, and a perfect last couple of games for Matthijs Klick as well. And it's just phenomenal at the minute. And I think you've got to say, guys, you know, as much as, you know, last season ended in heartbreak, we deserve this at the minute. You know, as fans, we deserve this. You know, let's not, you know, I don't want to get too carried away, because there's still a long way to go. We are nowhere near there, absolutely nowhere near there. We've got a small advantage, and that's it. A small advantage, and that's it. But there's no fear for me this season. There's absolutely no fear. You know, after the way last season finished, what is there to fear? You know, what is the worst that can happen this season? A repeat of last season? It's happened. I'm honestly having no fear going into the season. You know, don't think there's any games this season where I've had any fear going into it. And that's the thing, we've got to be now, fearless, because the worst has happened already. So all we've got now is to win. All we've got now is to achieve promotion. It's going to be a very, very tough task. It's going to get, you know, the game's going to get more and more pressurised as it goes along. It's not going to get any less now. It's just going to get more and more difficult. And yeah, we're going to have tougher games than we did yesterday, no doubt about it. We're going to have games where we're not going to be able to have quite as much joy. But, you know, we've got to enjoy this. We've got to enjoy what we're seeing at the minute. You know, after all the years of absolute rubbish we've had, all the years of mediocrity, and just no hope. You know, we deserve this as fans. We deserve this. So there's no guilt in enjoying this at the minute. We deserve this as football fans. You know, it's been an absolute horror show at times. And yeah, you know, I have to say, it's absolutely phenomenal what his team's producing at the moment, and the improvements since Millwall's been incredible in every single sense of the imagination. You know, We're clinical now. We're getting players into better positions. You know, you look at that first goal, you know, the movement of Patrick Bamford. Look at the movement all around the Patrick Bamford yesterday. Phenomenal performance of Patrick Bamford. You know, he had Ayala in his pocket. You know, he got in Ayala's head straight away in the game. And yeah, let's be honest, Daniel Ayala is an absolute embarrassment of a footballer. You know, in every sense of the imagination, he's an absolute disgrace. You know, we saw that little elbow as well. And yeah, just brilliant. Fantastic, you know, the way Patrick Bamford, he knew he could play off that. You know, Ayala's a very emotional defender. He's not a bad defender as such for me. I don't think he's as bad as what people make out, but he's an emotional defender. He can be very, very reckless, and Patrick Bamford played that off him. You know, he knew he could get in his head, and to be honest, Ayala was lucky to stay on the pitch with that elbow, assuming it was Ayala, by the way. I think it was Ayala. If I'm wrong, I apologise, guys. It looked like Ayala who made that little elbow, but look, it's one of those things at the end of the day. You know, it's a good sign that we're getting in teams' heads that much. You know, we're winding teams up as much as we are doing. You know, I believe the Boro commentary team was less than complimentary about Patrick Bamford. You know, it's a good sign. We have to take it as a compliment that we're annoying teams that much with how well we're doing. It's a compliment, isn't it? You know, it's, I think less at the start of the season, I think our problem was we weren't pissing off other teams enough. Yeah, we were just a standard championship team at the start of the season who played quite good football. This time we're a team that teams fear. You know, you look at the way Boro, when they lost the ball, they knew on the counter attack Helder Costa, they absolutely, the first thing they thought about was fouling. Not even to think about trying to tackle him, because there was also an exception that they couldn't get near him, because of the way he gets the ball from out to in to out, etc, etc, how close he keeps the ball to his feet, the speed he dribbles at. The only focus Boro were making on was tactical fouling. You know, and that's the first sign to me of a team that fears another team. You know, for me, is when they tactically foul, they value the other team, and we've got to take it as a compliment. As frustrating it is as sometimes, you know, that the game gets broken up, etc, etc, it's got to be a compliment, guys. And yeah, absolutely brilliant, and full credit to Johnny Woodgate as well. I do feel for Johnny Woodgate massively in that job. You know, I think obviously they've lost a lot of players in summer, not being able to replace players. You know, you look at the bench, it's full of sort of academy players. Yes, I know we've had that situation, but I don't think they're particularly talented academy players. Being totally honest, or players that aren't quite ready to step up to the first team. So I've got to feel sorry for Johnny Woodgate there. And he said fantastic things about Leeds fans after the game, which he didn't have to, and he does. He's a fantastic player. I met him a couple of times, and you know, he's one of Leeds heroes. To be honest, when I first started watching a football club, you know, I've not seen, other than probably Rio Ferdinand, a more formidable, classy defender than Johnny Woodgate. It's just a formidable force, and it's just such a shame seeing what's happening at Boro. And I've got to feel sorry for him, because I look at the situation and I don't think it's his fault. I think there's players with a terrible attitude at that football club. I saw the way they're trying to press the ball. You saw between two strikers in the midfield, we're playing simple little passes in, and they weren't even trying to pressurise us. And that just sums up to me. That's in the first couple of minutes as well, when the game's still there to get something out of. They're one down in the game and not even tracking back, so you've got to question that massively. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've been Oscar. Make sure you check out Joe and Conor's match reviews of the game, and if you haven't done already, Conor's live watch along as well. An absolute belter, which Conor did yesterday. See you later, guys, anyway.